ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I would like to welcome you all for our today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Canto 11, entitled as Journal History, chapter number 7, entitled as Lord Krishna Instructs Uddhava. So today we're going to read from text number 15 and 16. So text number 15 is there on the board, so we can read together, and 16 I will read by myself. Tyago Ayam Dushkaro Bhuman Kamanam Vishyatamambhi Sutaram Tvai Sarvatman Abhaktir Iti Me Matihi Tyago Ayam Dushkaro Bhuman कामानां विषय आत्मभिः सूतारां त्वयि सर्वात्मन् अभक्तेर इति मे मतिः. Okay, word to word meaning. Tyagaha. I think everybody has to respond. Tyagaha, renunciation. Ayam, this. Dushkaraha, difficult to perform. Bhuman, O my Lord. Kamanam, of material enjoyment. Vishya, sense gratification. Atmabhihi, by those dedicated to. Sutaram, especially. Tvai, unto you. Sarva Atman, a supreme soul. Abhaktihi, by those without devotion. Iti, thus. Me, my. Matihi, opinion. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada disciples. Srila Prabhupada disciples ki jai. Translation. My dear Lord, O Supreme Soul, for those whose minds are attached to sense gratification. Here, Sri Uddhavaji is continuing speaking towards the Lord. And especially for those bereft of devotion unto you. Such renunciation of material enjoyment is most difficult to perform, that is my opinion. Purport. Those who are truly devoted to the Supreme Lord do not accept anything for their personal gratification, but rather accept those things suitable to be offered in the Lord's loving service. The word Vishya Atma Bihi indicates those who desire material objects for their personal gratification instead of for the devotional service of the Lord. The mind of such materialistic persons are suitably disturbed, and it is virtually impossible for such person to renounce material enjoyment. That is that is the opinion of Sri Uddhava. Text number 16. So aham mamaham iti bodha matir vigdhas tavan mayaya virachitatmani sanubandhe tattva anjasa negaditam bhavata yataham समासिद्ध्यामे भगवान अनुषाद्य. Translation. O my Lord, I myself am most foolish because my consciousness is merged in the material body and bodily relations, which are all manufactured by your illusory energy. Thus I am thinking I am this body and all of these relatives are mine. Therefore, my Lord, please instruct your poor servant. Please tell me how I can very easily carry out your instructions. Purport. It is very difficult to give up false identification with the material body, and thus we remain attached to our so called bodily relations such as wife, children, friends, and so on. Bodily attachment causes intense pain within the heart, and we are stunned by lamentation and hankering. Sri Uddhava, a pure devotee of the Lord, here speaks like an ordinary person, showing how to pray to the personality of Godhead. We practically see that many skillful persons enter the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and after preliminary purification become most repentant for their previous illicit activities. They are shocked when they realize how they gave up the personal association of God to pursue the useless forms created by Maya. Therefore, they are wholeheartedly pray to the spiritual master and Lord Krishna to be engaged eternally in transcendental devotional service. Such a repentant, eager mentality is most auspicious for spiritual advancement. The Lord certainly answers the prayer of a repentant devotee desperate to escape the clutches of illusion. Om Jnana Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Bhatati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustate तप्त कांचना गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानु सुतय देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी नित्यनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चाते देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते कदम कानन स्वामी नामिने. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, from last two shlokas we have read how Uddhavaji is praying to Lord Krishna to instruct him. Even though he is a pure devotee of the Lord and Lord is trying to keep him or instructing him to be stay here for few more years to go to Badrikashram and instruct the sages, because whatever instruction I am giving you, you have to pass on those instructions. And he's going to be play the role of a spiritual master in the future, even though he's already playing it, but now he's in the front of Lord Sri Krishna, who is the Adi Guru, who is the spiritual master of the whole world. So he is presenting himself as a foolish person, even though he is not. He knows every in and out of the devotional service. He is constantly thinking about the Lord since his birth. He is associating with the Lord since his birth. He doesn't need to do anything, but he is setting as an example for the whole world whenever we come in front of any senior Vaishnava, especially to our spiritual master, we need to act like a foolish person that we don't know. We always come into the mood of submissiveness and humbleness to learn the divine knowledge, to learn the transcendental knowledge. We have seen in the history the disciples or those disciples who comes in front of their spiritual master and trying to show off they know more than their spiritual masters. They have briefed from all the knowledge, from all the opulences. So we need to be very, very mindful how we should present ourselves when we come in front of any saintly person. It's been said, when a disciple comes or whenever we come or whenever we go to meet any saintly person, our this organ, which we call mouth, it should be shut, should be zipped up, and this organ, which we call ear, it should be open. If you see in material world, our this part is closed, our ear, our hearing is closed, and our mouth is unnecessarily open. Okay, it should not be done because most of the problem, if you see in majority of the problem, only comes from here. It's called uncontrolled senses. That's why in nectar of instruction is been called vacho vegam. The first step is vacho vegam. You need to mind your tongue because it's uncontrolled, that if it comes out once, then it can break anything. It can break relationship, it can break the peace, break the harmony, break anything. So we need to be used very carefully. It's been called in other way the scriptures as like a scissor or a sword. Once this works, it cuts everything. So we need to be very, very mindful here. So now he's presenting in front of Lord Sri Krishna and he's saying Bhoga Aishwarya. One of the shloka in Bhagavad Gita 2.44, Lord Krishna says, and he's also saying, when a sense gratification, when a person who is completely entangled into enjoy his senses, for him or her to grasp the spiritual knowledge or to understand the spiritual knowledge becomes very hard. The shloka is Bhoga Aishwarya Prasakta Nam Taya Apaharta Chetasam Vyavisatika Buddhi Samadhau Na Vidiyate. Bhoga and Aishwarya. The mentality to enjoy this world and being into opulent, these two things are the most dangerous on the path of a spiritual practitioner, because if these two things are there in our life, then our determination, our resolute to become strong and determined in our path of bhakti becomes very, very shaky, or it's not there. Because you cannot have two things together. Simultaneously, you can enjoy the world and on parallel, you want to progress in a bhakti, because they are 180-degree opposite direction. Either you can go this side or I can go that side. So here it's the same thing talking about, and Lord himself is saying, the person who is still hankering to enjoy this material world and the person who still wants to become opulent in all the respect in the society, for him becoming determined in the material world, it becomes very, very strong. Last night I read one of the quotation from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, even if you have a little bit of taste in this material world and you are still not being distasted from this material world, you still have to come back into this material world. That means you haven't advanced enough. You need to be really frustrated from this material world and get ready to go back to Godhead. But if that enjoyment, okay, my chanting is going, I got initiated with some so and so das and dasi, I got my bhakti vriksha, my things are going on, and simultaneously I'm also enjoying this. After all, I'm in household life. People do this excuses. It doesn't work anywhere. No, we need to give up. We need to give up. Sometimes this family life is meant for purification, but some people don't even get it. Those who are intelligent, they get really purified by their family life. Here in text number 16, we can see that he is saying that due to my bodily identification, thinking myself I am someone's husband, someone's son, or someone's husband, someone's sons, someone's brother. I am a citizen of America and I'm an American. Okay, I'm an employee of so and so company. Yeah, and I'm this and that. I mean, you can add on and on. You can have a stamp on your consciousness, and you can live with it. And whoever coming into the relationship of that bodily identification, we believe they are our own people. These Americans are mine, kill other people. Indians are mine, kill other people. Chinese are mine, kill other people. These all are bodily identification. And it extends further. First of all, we identify ourselves. Then we identify ourselves with our own family. Then we extend it to our own street. Then we extend it to our own city. Then we extend it to our state. Then country. Then our caste and religion. This identification is going on and on. How many layers of false identification are there on our consciousness? So many. To remove one layer from our consciousness, it takes ages and ages. It's not that so easy, and it cannot be done with your material solution. You need to have your spiritual solution. Until and unless we don't come into consciousness that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul, we will not be able to function properly. Because that is the foundation, that is the ABCD of our spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada gave so many lectures, only that one theme. If you hear his lectures, his one theme is very emphasized. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Again and again, even though we know it, even though we have been in the movement for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, still this conditioning, it comes back. Still it's conditioning, it comes back. Okay, it's not that so easy, but it's not that so hard also. Because when we take the shelter, then we take the shelter of Vedic scriptures, then it removes slowly. Or when we take the shelter of our spiritual master, Vaishnava, holy name, we can see these layers are slowly, it's going away from our consciousness. It's not so easy, especially where majority of the people are living in a householder life. Okay, even though you are initiated, still it becomes thicker and thicker. Let me read two shlokas, even though that fifth canto is very cutting. I mean, it says enjoyment or suffering in the material forest. And I like the pastime where King Rahugana, he has a conversation, or he's been enlightened up by Jadabharata. That's really one of my favorite canto, where really it just penetrates, it cuts you. There is no room, there's completely no room. Prabhuji, we need to be practical. There is no such thing as practical. Krishna consciousness is the only thing which is practical. And if you have a wound and you are hiding your wound, and when a doctor comes and try to cure you, when he touches your wound, don't insult the doctor. Don't kick the doctor, because you are hiding your wound, and wound is there. Until you don't get cured, it's very hard to function either in this material world or in spiritual world. So here, it's Canto 5th, chapter number 13. Please hold on to your breath and don't, think me, I am saying bring as a brahmachari. No, it is completely Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, and it is a realization of Srila Prabhupada. He was also in a householder life. Okay, then he turned into Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, and his own realization, and by the learning from the different acharyas, this essence has been written in the form of his purport. Okay, I'm not going to read the translation. 5:13:2. Yeah. So the purport is like that. In the forest, there are many plunders. Forest means this material world. When a jiva comes, it says when the jiva comes to this material world, it's been referred to a forest. In the forest, there are many plunderers, dacoits, jackals and tigers. The jackals are compared to one's wife and children. In the dead of the night, jackals cry very loudly. And similarly, one's wife and children in this material world also cry like jackals. The children says, Father, this is wanted. Give me this, I am your dear son. Or the wife says, I am your dear wife. Please give me this. This is now needed. In this way, one is plundered by the thieves in the forest, not knowing the aim of human life. One is constantly being misguided. The aim of life is Vishnu. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Everyone works very hard to earn money, but no one knows that his real self is in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Instead of spending money for advancing the Krishna consciousness movement, one spends his hard earned money on clubs, brothels, liquor slaughterhouses, and so forth. Due to sinful activities, one becomes implicated in the process of transmigration and thus has to accept one body after another. Being thus absorbed in a distressed condition, one never attains happiness. So that is not a journal statement for every householder. Okay, this is a statement for a materialistic person. This is not a journal statement. It's been given to every householder because householder has also come under two categories, Grahamedi and Grahastha. Grahamedi is a section where a person, whether it's a male or a female, they go into that relationship only just for the sense gratification to enjoy each other's body. In Grahastha, it is also there to enjoy each other's body, but in a very regulated form. They only come to keep Krishna in the center, okay, and they regulate their enjoyment and they progress on a spiritual path. So it is for them. If it's saying that jackals and tigers are compared to wife and children, so it's also compare the when wife is working and husband is at home. So husband is also considered as a jackals. Okay, but when they become matured under the training of these Vedic scriptures, what they do, they minimize all their sense gratification, or ultimately they cut down to their sense gratification and engage all their senses, their wealth, their intelligence in the service of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of the descriptions of all the householders who were associating with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They don't give up anything about their health, about their financial situation of the house, about the health of their family children. They completely says, so what, my son has passed away, let him pass away, but I don't want to hamper the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he's dancing in my home. So that's his service. A brahmachari also has their ideal in Vedic scriptures. Householders has also their ideals in the Vedic scriptures. Vanaprastha also have, sannyasis also have. So everybody has to recognize and try to find out. But when we fluctuate, when we shift from material to spiritual, material to spiritual, material to spiritual, that's how we struggle. Like, when we got the understanding, okay, now we have to progress, we got initiated, we are doing something in the service of the Lord, but when we are not conscious, when we are not attentive, what we should do and what we should not do, one day we will act like a Grahamedi, another day we will act like a Grahastha. We will shuffle. That's why Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita 2.44, as I quoted earlier, Bhoga Ashwarya Prasaktanam. So we need to check ourselves not only just for 4 or 5 days and then come back again. No, always we need to check Bhogashwarya Prasaktana formula. Until unless this enjoyment of this material world will be there, okay, being opulent in the material world will be there, they are the greatest hamper that our determination to become strong in the bhakti, it will resolute, it will really shake. And another shloka I would like to quote, it's quite heavy. Please pardon me, but what to do, we need to hear. Because when they shake us from within, then we can come to our consciousness, yes, I need to be very mindful with my practice. Maybe externally, Raghunath Das Goswami in his Manasiksha, he's emphasizing that we should not be hypocrite, we should not be duplicitous with our practice. He says, you may come out, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. This sixth enemy, you may come out. First of all, it's very hard. First, if you have a win over this sixth enemy, still there is one enemy that is called prestige, pratishtha. Kanaka, Kamani, pratishtha. Pratishtha is very heavy to overcome. This is the seventh enemy, you cannot come. The time you start seeing in your life people are worshipping you, offering you so many wealth, so many name and fame, they are waiting for you to hear from you Krishna Katha, even that part also, then it becomes puffed up. Yes, they are waiting for me. I am something so important. I have appeared. I have manifested from the spiritual world to save you all. So this type of man pratishtha, puja lab is very heavy and it stops us again to go back to Godhead. Okay, so it's again Canto 5, chapter number 14, text number 3. Okay, I'm going to read the purport. One Hindi poet has sung, दीना का दाखनी रात का भागनी पलक पलक rahu chuse. During the daytime the wife is compared to a witch and the night she is compared to a tigress. Her only business is sucking the blood of her husband both day and night. During the day, their household expenditures and the money earned by the husband at the cost of his blood is taken away, and at night, due to sex pleasure, the husband discharges blood in the form of semen. In this way, he is bleed by his wife both day and night. Yet he is so crazy that he very carefully maintains her. Similarly, the children are also like tigers, jackals, and foxes. As tigers, jackals, and foxes take away lambs, despite the herdsman's vigilant protection, children take away the father's money. Although the father supervises the money himself, the family members may be called wives and children, but actually there are plunders. Such a heavy thing, it shakes. There, where do I stand? निर्मत सराणम सताम dharma पूजित कैतवा atra paramo nirmat saranam satam. So this Srimad Bhagavatam doesn't give you a lollipop to suck you. Okay, you can also do this, you can also, no, straightforward cutting checklist. Like all of us have come from, other part of the world. Some are from Ukraine, Russia, some from India, some from China, some from Afghanistan. They have come here. When we try to come to America, America has their checklist. If you want to enter our country, you need to provide this documentation. You cannot argue with the embassy, okay, if I don't have, can I do this? Can you be lenient? No means no. Whatever they are asking, if you provide exactly those documents, then definitely you got the visa, you got the entry. Otherwise, out of 11 or 12, is even the one document is not there, sorry sir, please stay there. Once your documentations are completed, you can apply, we will check, and then you need to wait for our mercy too. In Shri Upanishad, Prabhupada also writes that even though we have completed all the checklist of bhakti of our ashram, whichever we are, okay, and we are praying to the Lord, that is also not the qualification to go back to Godhead. You need to wait for His mercy. Okay, for example, if we got some degree in our schools and colleges and we are going to get the interview or get the job, whatever the job is asking, you need to be done this qualification, that many years of experience, or that many years of this and that. Even though if we complete all those checklists, and even though if we have passed out the interview, still we need to wait for the mercy, for the sanction of the boss. Until the boss will sanction, nothing will happen. So that's why, even though we have completed all our 16 rounds, following the 480 principles, doing donation, doing this and that, still we need to come in front of the Lord and ask for His mercy. Am I really allowed? Will you be very, very merciful to me? That's why in Shri Upanishad, the last two shlokas, a devotee is saying, my Lord, please remember all my services that I have done to you. Okay, even though he doesn't need to show. Do you think God has forgotten all our services? No. But from him, from within, he's doing his duty. Because that's the only prayer he can do. That's the only prayer he can do. He says, my Lord, I know I was not fully truthful to you. I was not fully truthful to my service. I was not really truly truthful to my vows. I was always chanting unbroken names. I was trying to finish. It was not chanting, it was counting. I was just pulling down my counter beats one at a time, just to trying to show off my own ego. You might have done 16 rounds, but for last many years, I'm doing 25 rounds, 20 rounds. So Lord, I am much more eligible than this person. Please take me first. So there's so many things comes in our mind. So many things comes in our mind. No matter in whichever ashrams you are in, we are always be envious to each other. One ashram says, I am superior to you. Another ashram says, because we are householders, we are giving donation in the temple, and you people are just only eating and sleeping. It happens. Competitions are there, enviness is there. We need to be check ourselves. Where are we standing? Because all the skills, all the money, all the intelligence is all coming from the Lord, and it has to be utilized in the service of the Lord with the full sincerity. And no matter when we are not sincere, this type of thoughts again will come in our mind. Like a bodily identification. Uddhavji is saying here, it is very difficult to give up this false identification. As I said earlier, because there's so many layers of identifications are there. Let's see. When a jiva, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says in Canto 3 and 5 and 2 also, when a jiva comes down from the spiritual world, okay, and when he's going to enter into the material world, so there is a door. Door of what? What is the first door? What is the first layer of the material world? Huh? Yes, false ego. Sir, where are you going? Oh, well, I'm going to the material world. Oh, well, then you need to put on the jacket of a false ego. That is the first requirement. Okay, no problem. There you go. I put it on. Then you go further. Another layer is intelligence. You need to put on. There you go. That's also false intelligence. Then another layer is mind. And then your ether, space, and then air, then fire, and then earth. Yes, when I was in Australia, I used to work in a warehouse. Okay, I was first time because I came from India. I had no clue how the foreign countries' factory, warehouses, or offices work. Because the way we have seen in India dealing, it's completely opposite. The system is there. In India, there is no system, but there, its proper system is there. So I went to one agency, recruitment agency. I gave my interview, I gave my CV, okay, you need to check. They called me, they said, sir, I was a student, okay, and I need to get something to survive. Then I went there, they said, sir, we got something for you to work in a washing powder factory. Okay, no problem. So there will be an induction. So we will take you there and we will give you a whole tour of the factory. Okay, so you know what is what and how it works. It's called induction. So they took me. As soon as I parked my car there and I went with the authority, the first gate came. Sir, where are you going? Oh, yeah, no, he's going to start his work next week. So we are here to take him for the induction. Oh, well, then you need to put on your safety vest. Oh, safety vest. Yes, sir. Put on safety vest. Then you go further. Sir, you need to put on your steel cap shoes because you are going in a very hazard area. There is a forklift and many other pallets are there. Okay, put on your forklift. Then, sir, you need to put your helmet on for safety. Okay, the next gate, so you need to put your safety glasses on. That's how I entered into the danger area. And when I'm coming out, same way. Sir, thank you for your specs, safety glasses. Next door, sir, thank you for your helmet. Sir, thank you so much for your shoes. And the last one, sir, thank you so much for your safety vest. And then when the jiva is trying to go back to the spiritual world, so first layer is earth. It goes earth, water, fire, air, ether, intelligence, sorry, mind, intelligence, and ultimately the false ego. And it's very, very difficult to it because the whole material world, if you see, is being cooked in a vessel called false ego. False ego is the only vessel which all other items are being cooked inside. So it's very difficult to break down. It's been only said only by the mercy of Lord Krishna, He can only break it. Because as I said, earth, water, fire and ether, if you go one step up, the one layer is 10 times thicker than the previous one. Water is thicker than the earth layer, okay, and the fire is thicker than the water 10 times. So every item, every layer is becomes 10 times more thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker, and the last layer is false ego. You can see how thick it is. It's not that so easy to cut through. It's only just by the blessing. Only Lord Krishna is can do that when he see how sincere we are. Jayadratha Swami Maharaj, one time he said in his lecture, he said that, do you know why Maya is so strong? And then audience says, no. Someone says something else, something says something else. Maharaj says, because she follows Krishna's instruction cent percent. That's why she is strong. And you know why we are weak? Because we are not following Krishna's instructions cent percent. That's why she is strong, because she follows Krishna completely, but we don't follow Krishna completely. That's why we are weak. So if we want to become strong like Maya, so we need to exactly do what she is doing. She is under the authority of Krishna. We are also under the authority of Krishna, but she is completely dedicated to follow his instruction, and we are not. That's why we are weak. It's not that Maya is strong. One time, somebody asked Prabhupada, Maya is very strong. Maya is very strong. It's very hard. Yes, we do understand Maya is very strong. Prabhupada says, because Maya is strong, because you are weak, because you don't want to become strong. Okay, that's why this Vaishnava society is there. Like here in the purport, like it says, we practically see that many sinful person, okay, joined our international society for Krishna consciousness. Just like Prabhuji was saying exactly yesterday his point, that how in initial days those devotees who joined our Hare Krishna movement with Prabhupada, they were addicted to so many sinful activities. That was the era where America was struggling, that whole youth is not doing anything for the America and they are turning into hippies. It was a great worry for the whole America. And that's where the Srila Prabhupada made his entry in the world, in this American area. Okay? And he's saying, after preliminary purification, become more repentant for their previous 86 activities. So when they got introduced that whatever they are doing, it is not up to the standard, it will harm them spiritually and materially, they slowly start giving all their bad habits. It was very hard for them because it was really in their blood, in their vein. That's what they have seen their parents doing, their teachers doing, their neighbors doing, and all their surroundings doing. It was very hard for them to, give up. But slowly, sincerely, they were following the instructions of their spiritual master, and they come over from their bad habits. And now they are our leading leaders in our society. So is it possible? No wonder someone say, Prabhuji, in Srimad Bhagavatam, this information is given 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, or Satya Yuga. But it's not possible now, it is possible now. Look at people around us. They have proved it, that the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam, it does work till now. Because this is transcendental knowledge, and transcendental knowledge is never been hampered. Okay, it's never been stopped by time, place, and circumstances. The same instruction were eligible in Satya Yuga, the same instruction was eligible in Treta Yuga, the same instruction was eligible in Dwapar Yuga, and same instruction is still working and eligible in Kali Yuga also. It's not that it's only working that time. No, people are still, those who are following, they are shedding tears for the Lord. When we read Canto 10, all these, those who comes, Premanjuna, Churita Bhakti Vilochayena, where the person who has put the Anjana, the ointment of love into their eyes, only they can see the Lord. But for others, it's very hard to see. Even for many years has been passed, decades has been passed. Still they don't shed the tears for the Lord. Why? Why they don't shed it? Because somewhere, unknowingly from the eyes of the material world, we are doing some hidden sinful practice which we should not supposed to do it. We should not supposed to do it. So please take the guidance of Srimad Bhagavatam, keep it at the front, read it every day because it removes everything. Nashta praishu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya. It almost, it almost eradicates all the abhadrani, all the inauspicious from our heart, from our life, and give us the Krishna prema. Okay, I'll stop here. We have 10 minutes to go, and I see if anybody has any questions to ask. Please use the mic, please, for the audience.
The couple of points you raised, I really appreciate. The first point is Isho Parisha Vayu Adinam Amritam Athekam Pushpam Shivam Ankutashna. Please remember what I
Yeah.
very, very important. It's such a great Bhava from Mali. I always appreciate that point. Regarding the point of Remember Jaya Maharaj and Prabhupada says that Maya is strong because she's strong in following instruction of Krishna.
Yeah.
We are weak because we're not following instruction of Krishna. But even if you are correct, if I'm wrong, Prabhu, please correct me. Even if you are strong, Prabhu, first of all, the moment we become critical to the devotees,
Yeah.
oh my God, I
Yeah.
feel so bad.
Yeah.
Whatever sadhana you did, whatever ascetic you did, how much
Yeah.
short you become,
Yeah.
that's to attack you,
Yeah.
repeat attack you.
Yeah.
In a very bad.
Very bad.
Krishna will show
Yeah.
you.
You're absolutely right. Prabhu, I also have felt this. I have gone through with this experience.
You know, Krishna, everything going is so smooth in devotion.
Yeah.
Krishna will make sure you have that bounce.
Mm.
And where these bounce are coming from?
Mm.
I'm so critical, I'm so cautious not to have these bounce.
Mm.
But why these bounce are coming? What's the reason?
Bro, see, you are much senior to me, and you have much more realization than me. Bro, see, when we become smoother in our life, then we start taking it as a grant.
Smoother, cautious.
Yeah, even though you are cautious, but still thinking, yeah, nothing is working in my life. I'm okay. I'm not doing any offenses, this and that. But some kind of a proud is there, even for practicing our devotional service too. Gopis has been called the best worshipper of the Lord, yes? But somewhere, I mean, who can beat them if you read Brahad Bhagavatamrita? Okay, Naradji Muni was finding who is the best worshipper. He starts from Prayagraj, Allahabad, and he goes all the way to everybody. And he appreciates because everybody is saying, it's not me. That fellow is there, go to him. And other fellow is sending him to somewhere else. And ultimately they come to Uddhavji, and Uddhavji send it to Gopis. But among the Gopis also, even in the Ras Leela, they become proud. Oh, I think I'm so special. Krishna is only with me. Suddenly Krishna disappears. Only just with Radharani. Why Radharani? She is the topmost because she doesn't have a proud, a tinge. She is the only personality who doesn't have a proud in her practice of serving the Lord. She is the only personality. But Prabhu, we can see we are down the line, very, very down. We don't even know where we stand. Sometimes we are proud of our own practice also. Such a wonderful speaker I am. Other people sit, only 3, 4 people come. When I speak, thousands of people fills up. I just need to show my poster in the market. I am coming to this temple to preach. It could be anything. Managing, cooking, dressing, distribution of the book, and many other things. One of the Prabhu, I was very young, 10, 12 years back, I think he was from America. I don't know where he was. A Saffron, a Vaishnava. He was a great book distributor. Okay. And he was sharing his realization with us in our Brahmachari ashram. That day happened. He said, I have been distributing books for last 25 years. I don't know who it was, Prabhuji. He's saying that there was never a single day I didn't distribute Bhagavad Gita less than 20. I was doing every day it my record. Like you also do. I also try to do something. And many of my days are empty. No one takes from me. Either I can't speak properly, I can't convince them, I don't have a purity. But this Vaishnava is completely pure. You can see if he's saying there was never a day I did not distribute less than 20 means you can see how empowered he is. Okay. He was chanting in the morning. Okay. Somehow or other, a devotee who meant to dress Srila Prabhupada, he didn't turn up. So the president or the authorities say, Prabhu, do you mind please, dressing Srila Prabhupada? The person who supposed to come, unfortunately, he or she is not coming. Do you mind doing it? He says, no, I have to finish my round because on time I have to go to distribute books. Prabhuji, that was the day he didn't distribute any single book. That was the day he said, I did whatever possible tips or a statement which we use during our books. He says, for last 25 years, I found it is my first day of my service in book distribution. I was not able to. I was thinking because I was doing in 4 or 5 hours, I was distributing 30, 40, 50 Bhagavad Gita just in 3, 4 hours. He said, I stood for 12 hours, more than 12 hours. I thought, how can I break my own record? I need to actually do my one book. He says, I stood more than 12 hours. I could not able to distribute one single Bhagavad Gita. Then he realized it's not him who is doing it. It is the acharyas and parampara. Srila Prabhupada, he was doing it. So I'm not saying, of course, he just got back into track, he just started doing it. But I'm saying, somewhere we are also proud for our service. Like in the case of Canto 10, Sudamaji, okay, other acharyas also mentioned why Krishna gave him so much opulent, even though he was not asking. He was not asking at all. He was a Brahmana, he was a Vaishnava, but some more or less, he was so proud of his poverty. There is no one more poor than me. Look at that. Even though I don't have nothing to eat, still I'm not asking to Krishna to give me this one. Krishna is in the heart, knows everyone's condition. He says, oh, really? You are poorer than anybody else? And Krishna made him richer than Indra also. Make sense? So we don't know. We don't know, how we are functioning. Sometimes it's been said that we also don't know in which consciousness we are living in. Okay? Only he knows it. So as a father, he know how to put us on the track. And how he does, that's his lila. So that's my answer to you, Prabhu. Oh, please, Jitendriya Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I remember there was this one devotee, and this happened twice.
Okay.
Two different devotees. Uh, he was from Chicago here, and his parents were really wealthy, and but he was in the Evanston Temple, but he wouldn't do any service. I mean, if you asked him, So Prabhupada came, and he wanted to see Prabhupada, so he went to see Prabhupada. He said, I want to have a discussion with you on Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada said, he didn't tell him directly, but he told this other devotee to tell him to go wash the temple room floor. And begrudgingly, he didn't want to do it. And there was another devotee, and he also said that to Prabhupada in a different part of the world. And Prabhupada told him to go wash the temple floor.
Yeah.
So he went and did it. And then the devotee says, now all my questions and my answers are fulfilled.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Prabhupada, so did you ever hear that story?
Yeah, I have heard this. I have heard about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master. It's the same incident happened with him also. Because one of the mayor in Kolkata, he just wanted to see Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, and he says, I want to meet. Maharaj says, I'm a bit busy. Whatever you need to ask questions, my servant is there, you can go and ask him. And he says, where is your servant? Oh, he's washing pots. Okay, then he goes in. He said, what do you want? He says, your spiritual master has sent me to you to ask you some question. He says, look, I am washing pots. If you can help me, after finishing very quickly, I can answer you all your questions. He said, okay, no problem. He took off his jackets and office shirt and everything. He started washing pots. After 1 2 hours, he says, sir, how can I help you? He says, no, all my questions been answered. Thank you.
That's, that same devotee, that was here, his parents died in a plane crash
Uh-huh.
in 1979. It
Oh,
was like on the birthday, I remember. And that was the day I didn't go out of the airport. The killed 274 people. The plane went up,
yeah.
and I think one of the engines fell off, and it crashed.
Crashed.
All the people died.
Yeah.
And his parents were in there. And he kind of left the movement for a little while, and then he came back to the temple.
Yeah.
And he inherited a lot of money from his
Parents, yeah.
So he bought a bunch of guns, pistols, and
Yeah.
he came to the temple and he had two attaché cases, And I said, "What's going on? What do you have there?" And he opened it up and he had like 10 guns or something like that. And then, but he was still kind of arrogant and stuff. And then the devotee saw him out in Los Angeles, and he was kind of dressed like a carny,
Yeah, yeah.
but he was eating steak. So he went, he really took a nosedive.
Yeah.
But he bought the guns. I said, "Why did you buy so many guns?" He says, "Well, I'm on the train and these people are harassing me."
Oh.
So I don't know. That was just an interesting guess.
Yeah.
But there was a big write-up in the Chicago Tribune about when he became a devotee. His parents, they both worked for Playboy magazine, mother and father. They were editors, and it was kind of a weird family, but it was just like it was a weird story.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So, but that was very disturbing. The plane, because I think that was the biggest plane crash in America.
Uh-huh.
It just went up and went down.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And they were on their way to Los Angeles
Yeah.
because the Playboy company moved from Chicago to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so Hugh Hefner had moved his whole operation out there. They were going back and forth, and it was just something I remember that happened in 1979, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
1979.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing. Anybody else?
But one other thing is,
Yeah.
Prabhupada said that Krishna consciousness is for those who are materially exhausted.
Yeah.
And for the non-envious.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
You talked about that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been there. No, no, really. Thank you. Okay. If it's not there, do you have one? Okay. Thank you so much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय।